phone here. Yep. Okay. Oh, jeez. Did I not? How about you guys?
I'm good.
I'm good here.
Yeah, I don't have anything on my end.
All right. All right. So I guess. All right. I just had to double check, make sure the stream audio was going through
Yep.
correctly.
We're all
Okay, all
good.
good. Yeah,
All right.
professional. Don't
Thank good.
worry.
Yeah. All right, let's get this thing started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our 2025 gaming retrospective stream on uh, basically what stuff we've done in 2025 and gaming that we've other stuff, may not necessarily stuff that we've played that was from 2025, but stuff that we also played in the year. So joining so here for this, I'm your host, Tara Vanster Yo, or Yo, and then joining me today is starting with on my first one on my right, Stevie.
Hey, I'm Stevie Wallace, or Oathkeeper94. Amateur voice actress, small time content creator. Will eventually get back to streaming myself. D&D nerd and nerd all around.
And a fall, and next to her on the same is UltimaShadowX.
Hello, everyone. Hi. It's really nice being here. I'm Ultima. I go by UltimaShadowX online as well. I'm pretty much a full-time streamer, video editor, and video game journalist. So it's really nice to be here to talk about the amazing games that came out in 2025.
Yeah, and so let's start with what was some of the most anticipated, if you guys can remember off like the top of your head, what was like some of the most anticipated games that you guys were looking forward to coming into 2025?
Most anticipated, like, I mean, it's weird because I think there were a lot of games I was like looking forward to. But I wasn't like, oh man, it's like a game I've been waiting a really long time for. I mean, probably like Mario Kart World, only because like, in the sense of like, I think everybody was just excited for a new Mario Kart at that point. And Switch 2 release was like really hype when it came out. So like, I think like Mario Kart World was definitely like, oh man, like as soon as there was a Switch 2, like what are we gonna get a new Mario Kart? That was like always the biggest discussion. So I know Mario Kart World was a big one for me. And also, there was an indie game called Unbeatable that I played this year that was in development for a really long time, and that finally released, and that was another game I was really looking forward to and really excited for, and I'm glad that it came out, and it was really, really good. So, yeah, no, those are probably the two at the top of my head where it's, like, anticipated for sure, if we're using that term, for sure.
What about you, Stevie? Did you have anything that comes to mind?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The game I was most anticipating once we found out the release date was Expedition 33. And no, that game did not disappoint. I played that. I took time off work to play that day one, and yeah, that game won Game of the Year for a damn good reason. Like, a near perfection in my books. So like from 2023 to 2024, whenever that game was initially announced at Xbox Direct, so like I have been looking forward to that game for a while, and was very glad that it had released, in fact, in 2025. Otherwise, I would say probably the Final Fantasy Tactics Evilise Chronicles remake that also came out.
That was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, I heard that remake was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, granted I've not finished it yet at the time of this stream. I'm nowhere near close, but it's my first time playing Final Fantasy Tactics, and having a pretty good time with it overall, with just seeing, the old PS1 sprites, like, remastered and hearing all the voice acting added onto it, and just hearing the soundtrack for the first time as well. Just it's been a fun time so far.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, like, in terms of what I was anticipating for the year, this is probably not gonna surprise either of you, but Sonic Racing CrossWorlds was kind of like the game I was kind of looking forward to the most going into the 2025. I was playing the closed beta test a lot of during my spare time when that was releasing, and like it was kind of chaotic, but I was really enjoying a lot of the gameplay, and I was just waiting with bated breath for a lot of news, because that was Sonic was kind of my hyper focus throughout 2024, and then going into the new year, the Sonic content slowed down, but like it was definitely it's definitely going into kind of like my the previews got better as more stuff was announced during the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely would agree that, like, I think Sonic Racing ended up being like pretty like anticipated by me, but that was only because like I played like the closed network test because they had one on PS5 exclusively, and I'm like, I don't know, it's fine, I had my fun.
Yeah.
And then when the open network test came up, that, like, I played so much of that, and I'm like, wait, this game has the sauce.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I got like super addicted to that game. So yeah, like that game like was a sleeper. That was like a sleeper hype game, because like it wasn't like I thought it would be bad. I'm just like, it's just a fun kart racing. I'll probably play this every so often, but I didn't think I'd get so hardcore into it.
Yeah.
And like that open network test was just like what like really turned it around. So
yeah, definitely the open network test helped turn things around in terms of like the game's building reception into the new year, into 2025, especially since things were definitely not in its favor, if I'm gonna be honest. So I'm glad the game kind of definitely lived up to its budding potential in the end.
Right.
But speaking of things that wasn't like really something that was in the top of my mind, I want to quickly talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. I remember talking to you, Stevie, in last year's stream with Adam and Jacer about the console. So I don't exactly remember what our impressions were at the time, if I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think we had a lot of impressions. It was a lot of speculation. Like,
right.
is this
I think it was still like very, very early on before it was officially announced when we were discussing.
Yeah, I remember like we were having a lot of speculations. Like, is this thing like actually going to come out? Even though, despite the leaks and everything, and then like a week later, the announcement trailer.
Right.
Dropped.
It was the week later, wasn't it? We literally were talking about that, and then all our expectations were literally put in front of us.
Yeah.
So egg on our face. Yeah, that was such a weird situation, because like I remember like at the time there was a lot of aspects of it that were like trickling out, like leaking, in a sense of like, yeah, like some of the accessories or some of the hardware, like there was images of it, or there was and so I remember they were like, oh yeah, here's like a teaser to Switch 2. There's a full direct like months later, and I feel like they put that out just because stuff was leaking, and everybody was just like, where's the Switch 2? Where's the Switch 2? So that was such a weird, like, not like, it was like a reveal but not a reveal, you know what I mean?
It's kind of like you're trying to fix a leaky faucet, but so the first solution is you have to duct tape it until you get someone else to fix the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going into the year, I was like, I was a game journalist back in 2024, and finishing up my I was doing some of my last stuff before I stopped writing for the site I was working at. It was all just speculation on the Switch 2. But now that we're in 2026, and 2025 was kind of the first year of the Switch 2, how are we all feeling about it? Because I did not get the console on launch.
fair,
I was
I
playing
don't
with
think
my
you needed to.
Me neither.
Like,
I was like
yeah.
my partner at the time, and I'm still good friends with her. She was like, I was basically borrowing her Switch 2 throughout the year just to play one game in particular. I'll get into that a little bit later, but but basically that was my experience with the console. I'm not sure where you guys stand on how on how your experiences has been with the Switch.
Well, I got it on launch, and I did really enjoy my time on Mario Kart World. But I think the thing how I'm feeling about it is the software, like the console itself is really good. And I think the price point of the console itself is really good for what it is. It's games run really well. The quality is really good. The extra features mouse stuff, all the extra gimmicks they added work all really really well. It's just that the software is the unfortunate thing, because I think a lot of people are priced out of the software. Even though there was the bundle to get Mario Kart World for $50 instead of $80, that still sucks that it was being sold at that much. And Nintendo games as a whole are getting more expensive right now. But I think this system has the brightest future of the other consoles right now. Bonanza was incredible. That game really blew me out of the water. It was really good, and I think that really showed the potential that the system has when games are developed strictly for Switch 2, right? Yeah. I think even though I think the launch, even though the launch was sort of just, I wouldn't say it was a bad launch. It was just kind of an okay launch, because we did get some big titles. We got Metroid Prime 4 finally. We got Donkey Kong. We got a launch of the Mario Kart, and the Switch 2 version, enhancements of games also really helped a lot of the library. So it wasn't there wasn't anything to play on it, but I think it was a lot of people kind of are waiting for the next really big entry, next 3D Mario, maybe the next Zelda, something. Yeah, something and I think that's what we're gonna see in the direct. They'll probably direct in February. Probably. And I think that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see the really, really big, star releases get at least teased or shown a little bit. Even though I think the launch was fine, I think the future of this console is way stronger than the PS5 or whatever Xbox is on, because I think
oh my god,
Nintendo's pumping out just really good quality software for it, even if the pricing does suck. Bonanza really shows what that console can do. So
yeah, I agree. To sum it up in the comment in the chat here, my eye is not buying a Switch 2 in this economy, but all the games seem cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I think the games, the prices in a software is the deal breaker. The thing is if you think about the price of the Switch itself, if you're gonna get a Switch or a PS5, I would just get a Switch 2, because you're gonna get quality titles. You know what I mean? PS5, it's I don't know. It's I think if you had to pick between them, again, I don't think you need to rush to get a Switch 2 right now. I don't think there's any game that's you need to play this, but I think the future for it is the brightest,
Yes, I agree. Did you have anything to add there, Stevie?
Granted, the only first-party game that I've played on the Switch 2 so far is Pokemon Legends ZA. I would say overall it ran fine. It ran better than previous Pokemon games on the Switch 1, but
you wouldn't say that's that's your tentpole game for the that's definitely not the tentpole game, absolutely not.
No, not really. But I've heard great things about Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, but
yeah.
But I think more on my thoughts right now are the whole game key card situation that's happened right at launch. Me as a physical game collector, it's that it kind of sucks to
Oh, game key cards are so stupid. Don't get me started.
no, I fully agree. Oh my god, I agree.
That's another reason. I think that's another reason why a lot of physical, like a lot of sales are also kind of low and stuff, because like people don't want those. Like it's weird because I don't understand the purpose. Like I agree that like physical media and preservation is like really important. So that's like, yeah, I do try to buy my games physically as much as I can. But the game key card, it's like vaporware. It's like, why even waste the plastic to print it? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you might as well
Yeah.
just go full digital at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with the whole code in the bots thing that's been going on for a while too. It's like
Oh,
why
no.
why waste the money to have a case on the shelf when it's just going to be a piece of paper with a code inside? Like that's not really
Practical.
physical collecting. Yeah, it kind of feels the same way with game geek cards, and it from what I've been seeing, it seems like that's going to be a little bit better in 2026, hopefully, and I'm going to hope that that's going to continue to be the case, especially for third-party games, because that's what I play my Switch for primarily, is a lot of third-party games. But
Yeah, honestly, like, a lot of Switch 2 ports have been I've heard have been really, really good. They run really well. Like I just heard FF7 Rebirth port on Switch 2 was incredibly good.
Yeah, that's
so
what I heard too.
I think like I can see that as a like because like a lot of like Steam Deck is like people complain about Switch 2 price. Steam Deck is like even more prohibitively expensive to access, even though you do have your Steam library.
Yeah.
But it's like the Switch 2 kind of fills that gap where it's like you get the Nintendo games, and then you also do get really good, like we are getting really good ports of third-party games on Switch 2. So it's
absolutely.
yeah, so it's like because of the price of Steam Deck, it's like Switch 2 is definitely a good place to play third-party games now as well.
Yeah. That is definitely... It's definitely getting up there. It's definitely getting up there in terms of like a experience that you could play portably. Although I have friends, I have Tony, and Tony was showing me this really cool portable device, the Thor. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. It's like a...
No, I've never heard of that.
It's kind of like a
I've
portable...
not heard of it either.
It's kind of like a portable PC that's shaped like a D, like a it's like a dual screen DS kind of deal. Gee. I can't really explain it, but he was showing me that while he was playing that while we were at MagFest, playing a lot of his games, including like some of the Switch 2 stuff that he was emulating. So that's got me curious, at least, because it seems like portable PCs are also kind of getting into fashion to like fill the void of that was left behind by like the discontinuation of things like dedicated portable gaming hardware, kind of like the Nintendo DS, or at least I guess in time. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I just thought that was fun to bring up, and fun, but
Absolutely, yeah.
I have to find that again. I have to find that again, and I don't want to get too distracted in this conversation.
Yeah, that's fair. But
we tend.
I will.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I will say as well with the Switch 2, like it's been nice also having, speaking of emulators and stuff, like it's been nice to have like a little GameCube emulator on it on launch as well.
That's true.
Yeah. GameCube NSO, it runs really well. Like, I think GameCube games are some of the easiest to emulate and get set up. But emulators, some people just don't want to mess around with that stuff. Like just because there's always like, you can always have small little issues that come up and you don't know why something doesn't work. Like I get it. So it is nice that they are doing that. I wish they were rolling out games like a little bit faster, but it is really nice that we're getting a lot of those titles. Like, it is amazing that we can play Ike's games or Ike's first game on
Radiant
GameCube,
Yes.
and not pay
Or Path of
$800.
Radiance, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, Path of Radiance, yeah.
I was literally thinking, like, and I went to a local game store, and like I see Path of Radiance get more expensive every day when I go to
Oh my
when I
god.
go to a game store, local game store.
Yeah,
and
but dude, as soon as they put that on NSO, like the prices crashed for it.
that's good at least. Good lord, I really don't want to think about super sealed shit that gets super expensive. Not that we're already in that, but
Yeah. Some of those prices I still see on games nowadays. Like, come on.
yeah. But speaking of that, I guess that makes a good segue into our next topic, I suppose. What were some of the games in 2025 that we played that weren't released in 2025? Like something that it's like notable stuff that we played, or just something cool that we just didn't get to play in previous years that we got to finally
Oh
tackle.
God! I mean, I play a lot of older games, especially for streams.
Yeah.
So, a series that I told myself I would never play, but then everyone made me play was oh God, it was. I had to play. I played Danganronpa 1 and 2 for the first time, and yeah, that was an experience. I ended up walking away from Danganronpa 1, actually kind of really enjoying it by the end. But I really did not like Danganronpa 2 in the slightest. It was. I genuinely think that's my most hated game I've ever played. It's kind of crazy, the dichotomy of like I really fucking love Danganronpa 1, but Danganronpa 2 just I could not stand that game. Oh my god.
That hurts my soul because that's actually my favorite in that trilogy.
Really? I don't know. I think a lot of it was people were like, oh, this is like the best game ever made compared to 1, and I ended up like liking 1 more, so I probably like was more soured on it than like most people would have been. But I do have to play the third game. I'm waiting for a friend to finish playing 2 so we can play the third game together. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's like the dichotomy of like I had like the highest highs playing the first game, and then like 2 is just all the lowest lows. It was like, oh my god, I want out of this ride.
Oh no.
Probably
that's
so
unfortunate.
now that makes me curious with the 2x2 coming out at some point, like with it being a
Oh my god, that's right.
a supposed completely different scenario to the original game. Do you think you'll be playing that at all?
It's like exactly. It's so weird because I'm like 50-50 where it's like maybe the new route will be written in a way that I enjoy and the changes will be things I like, but I also don't want to have buy Danganronpa 2 again. So it's like
That's fair.
that's like I'm gonna like wait. I'm gonna sit on it, and if people tell me that they like the new route, might bite, but I'm gonna avoid it for now.
That's fair.
If I'm that's also on my list of things I want to get into this year. But if we're talking about stuff that since we're on topics of stuff that I haven't releases older games, in particular I really got into playing the old Soul series games, specifically the Soul Blade on the PS1 and Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast.
Oh,
VS
Oh,
yes.
the originals. Oh yeah.
I was definitely on a kick to play some older fighting games when for no reason at all. It just like the Soul series just entered my brainworms, and it was just like I have to satisfy this by playing these titles specifically. And I really playing Soul Blade for the first time gives me a really makes me really appreciate what fighting games were able to do back in the 90s. I think it was released in the 90s, please. Right?
Soul Blade, the first on Dreamcast. Yeah, I mean maybe it was probably 99.
Probably.
I think. So oh yeah, Soul Edge is 96, and then Yeah. So it was like
Yep.
late 90s. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I think like fighting games are really special because I think like there are how do I explain? Like, I think there are genres of games where you can go back to older ones and be like, yeah, like it was a little bit clunky, or it doesn't hold up as well. But I think like fighting games are such in a weird spot because I think like you can just see like the design decisions that were being made and figured out, and it makes like every game sort of special in its own way. Where it's like how the game functions and plays is like totally unlike a lot of other anything else that could be out at the same time. And that's why like there's so many still dedicated like
Followings to these.
followings to really old fighters that old fighters that still have like competitive scenes to this day even though they're so old.
Yeah, I was although I wasn't playing multiplayer, obviously, I was definitely doing like a lot of the single player campaigns for Soul Blade, like playing the old arcade routes and playing the I forget what it's like equivalent to story mode or world tour is. I forget it off the top of my head, but it's a really I'm not gonna lie, some of the challenges were frustrating as hell. But
Oh no, the CPUs in those older games would just all read your inputs like crazy.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
but it's just like it gives me an playing like as these older characters and seeing their different fighting styles and how they're represented definitely gives me like a solid appreciation for how fighting games were built off the backs of those titles. And it also, and like presentation wise, it's also like still really charming and holds up in quite a way that's very different than what, obviously because system limitations, but it still like holds up quite nicely in terms of things. And I was playing with the re-release soundtrack as well, the one by I forget, but it's like that damn it, I forget the name of the soundtrack, but it was really really good. I actually did a lot. I actually managed to finish all of that 100%, 100%, like unlock all the characters for that. It's quite an experience going through that old one. I haven't finished Soul Calibur specifically, but I was having a lot of fun with that as well. And I also broke out the GameCube to play a little bit of Soul Calibur 2 as well.
Yes. The best one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about Soul Cal 2 is like all of the different versions that have the different guests, and hey, we just got it on GameCube NSO, so
So yeah, yeah, I was really glad to see GameCube NSO save that version specifically, since the 2013 HD release only contained the Heihachi and Spawn. Stevie, you also may get a kick out of this one. I played a little bit of Grease over in 2025, but I didn't really get to play that much.
Let's go. Beautiful game.
Yes. Was there something that you wanted to talk about specifically, Stevie? Was there something cool that you played?
Yeah, I would. So I guess just kind of staying on the retro train here. I mean, I've talked about in the last couple streams how I've been slowly playing through the Pixel remasters for Final Fantasy 1 through 6. I managed to play 3 and 4 in 2025. I was quite proud of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 3 was pretty fun overall. It was kind of goofy. Even though it wasn't like any named characters or anything, and God, that last dungeon frustrated the heck out of me though. But it's a really cute game. Had a lot of fun with that one.
Oh, hey, Boaz.
And hi, Boaz.
Boaz is like a voice actor that we work with on our show, Tui Abridged, Ultima.
Oh, hello.
Anyways, you were saying, Stevie?
Yeah. And then Final Fantasy IV, so far is actually my favorite Final Fantasy in terms of the Pixel games. I flew through that thing in like a week. Soundtrack was really nice. it's the first game in the Final Fantasy series with like a real story to be told, or to be, for lack of a better, yeah, for lack of a better wording, it's like the first game with a real story and like a full-on cast. Yeah, there were a lot of emotional moments, like characters coming and going, and early mission in the game was like, holy crap, we're going here. Okay. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. And
would you say like you could feel like the gameplay evolution as you went from 1 to 3 to 4? Or would you say most of it is kind of more or less the same?
Oh, I would absolutely say, yeah. I mean, 1 and 3 are kind of pretty much the same, with very basic turn-based combat and spellcasters having a D&D styled spell slots, type of thing. While 2 was the weird experimental one with its leveling system. I think of the way they presented it in the Pixel Remaster Collection, I actually thought the leveling system in 2 was fine. I didn't really have a whole lot of trouble with it. 4 is the one that introduces the ATE system, which is that whole like timer-based wait for your turn type of system. Which, yeah, I still say it holds up pretty well to this day today. But, oh, and 3 is also one where you can, like, swap around your different jobs and such, and, like, fully introduces the job system. But
yeah, I was gonna say job system is where it really starts to branch out, you know, and like, God, 6 is still my favorite though of like that era. I adore 6 so much.
yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to playing 6, but going in numerical order, I got 5 lined up still, but I'm hoping to play both 5 and 6 for 2026.
I've gotta finish my playthrough of 1. It's still there, taunting me.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually learned something with 3 in particular for the Pixel. I didn't realize was in the Pixel Remaster Collection. You can bump up your experience and gil received as a kind of like a low quality of life change that they added. I had no clue about it until I was level grinding in 3, like for the end. Like, oh, well, this makes things easier.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think another notable game over the summer, finally played my second Kirby game with Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That remake is really good. Like the visual style is really clean, and the new copy abilities are super fun. They did a really good job on that remake.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a big old co-op run. Me and my husband played it along with a friend of mine, TS Fusion. He actually came to visit us for 2 weeks over the summer.
Really?
And
Like he flew in?
Yep, he flew in for 2 weeks.
Wow.
But yeah, we popped that in because we were looking for a game for like all of us to play together, and we weren't really feeling like Smash or anything, so we saw a couple Kirby games on my shelf, and we decided on Dreamland, and yeah, played through that entire thing in 3 or 4 days.
Have you played I'm guessing you haven't played the original on Wii, right?
I have not, actually.
That makes sense. You saying
Yeah,
that
I played the original on Wii when it came out all those years ago, so it was nice to revisit it after so long.
I haven't played the remake myself because maybe I could borrow it and I'll hook up with see if my friend wants to join me to do that for like a co-op run sometime. That might be a fun night thing to do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely fun doing it in co-op, and you could play. There could be multiple Kirby's. You can play.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm trying to remember.
There's Meta Knight,
On
King Dedede,
Meta
and
Knight.
Waddle Dee. I remember that
Yes.
at least.
Yep.
I'm I'm gonna say this is a game. I'm gonna cheat a little bit and say that this is not a video game I've played, but it's a tabletop game I got into. I played a lot of Magic the Gathering because of my former partner.
Oh
Well,
heck
I
yeah!
I know a lot of people just jumped in for the Final Fantasy set because I know a lot of my friends love Final Fantasy, so
Yeah, that's what
jumped in to
my
collab.
cousins did too. I jumped in because of the Sonic cards.
Oh, understandable.
Yeah, I have those on foil and regular. I got like all the secret. I got the secret layers, and I actually got one of the Chaos Emeralds in my collection. It's one of the super rare cards too that you can get from the random drops in the pack. So I was really glad to get the Chaos Emerald, and it was also the emerald that it's also my favorite emerald color specifically. But I built I was able to play that with my partner and friend, former partner and friend, and her friends, that friend group, and we still play a lot of like Commander nights as well. And I built a lot of decks over the year. I built like a Sonic deck, Amy deck. There was a Shadow deck as well, and then I also and then for my birthday, I got a Persona 5 themed deck that was like a whole reskin.
Ooh, okay.
It's very mill based, milling cards and stealing other players' abilities, because of like their whole thievery shtick. And I got to test that, out at MagFest by playing a few Commander games at the free play tables that they had there. They were really fun. They were good folks that I got to play with as well with that.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I definitely got back into Magic myself with the Final Fantasy set. I'm like 99% done with the Commander deck myself. Garnet from Final Fantasy IX doing a whole saga deck and like adding and removing counters, and yeah, that's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm just missing like 5 cards for that right now. I need to order off a TCG Player or Card Kingdom.
See, I'm just playing with proxies.
Here. I have a friend of mine that there's a friend of mine that plays with a ton of proxies too, and hey, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Did we have any other games that we played in 2025 that weren't released in 2025 before we move on to our next, that we want to bring up before we move on to our next topic?
I played through every Katamari game before the new one came out last year. Because Once Upon a Katamari came out November, and so I wanted to play through all the games because there were a lot that I missed. I only ever played like the first one, basically, which I think a lot of people have. So I played through every Katamari game, leading to the release of the latest one. That was a really fun time. Like, you can sort of definitely the series like spins its wheels for a bit, where like the gameplay isn't too dissimilar between all of them. But there were definitely some entries that were like way better than others. There was one that came out earlier last year that was really good, but it's only on Apple Arcade. You can literally only play it on Apple Arcade. It's just like the worst way to play a game. So it's I really hope that they can port it so other people can play it, because it was really good. I had a really fun time playing through all those games.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. It's me side-eyeing my Apple Arcade account that has Sonic Dream Team on it.
Yeah, but even then, I wish that Sonic Dream Team was on something else, right?
I know, I have it on Apple TV, and I have to play it with a controller because I refuse to play it with touchscreen controls on my phone or something else. Oh, God.
Man, the only game I was interested on Apple Arcade was Fantasia, and I'm so glad that got ported to other consoles, but I've not yet to play it.
That is also fair. All right.
Oh.
I feel like that's a good. Do we have anything other? Did you have any other games that you guys wanted to bring up before that you guys played in last year before we move on?
Not off the top of my head of like bigger series that like I tag. I'm sure I played. I mean, I play a lot of like garbage, licensed garbage, but I wouldn't really like.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Like,
I saw that one.
yeah, but I
clip
wouldn't
from
like.
your-
I wouldn't literally like prioritize that.
I mean, I put. I'm gonna be frank. I've said that Piglet's big game last year was a game I played in 2024, and that was a good title that I played. I had to get on the meme train. But moving right along then, in that case, we'll move on to our next topic. What's a backlog game that you guys tackled in 2025? I think, Stevie, did you want to start off with this one?
Yeah. So I have a couple listed right off the bat here. Kind of going back to the Switch 2, GameCube, NSO, and such. I finally, for the very first time, played through Zelda Wind Waker all the way.
Oh.
Oh wow! How did you play it?
So I played it on the Switch 2 NSO.
Okay.
With my, because I mean, I've had my original GameCube copy like since that game came out 20 plus years ago now.
Oh god.
But I just have never had the time or drive to like sit down and like in a single spot and play it all the way through. I think the furthest I've gotten was just clearing Dragon Roost Island. But with it being on Switch 2 and with the amount of traveling that I was doing toward the back end of the year, yeah, the NSO service was actually very helpful with helping me like have the motivation to play through that game, and it was a really good like 40-ish hour game to play through while on the road.
Did you
Yeah.
play...
I mean, I think like the original holds up really well. It is unfortunate that no one can play the HD version that's on Wii U, because that version of the game, like, it's like the best version of the game, like by far.
I was about to ask, actually. Yeah, Stevie, you didn't play the HD remaster or HD re-release?
I wasn't able to get my hands on it until like 2 or 3 years ago, actually. But no, I've not yet to play through that version. But I want to. I really want to.
I'm lucky I got it with my Wii U. And yet I still haven't played it all the way through.
Yeah, I didn't get a Wii U until, like 2022 or 2023 for very specific games. The HD remasters of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess being a couple of said games. But yeah, I've not had the time to sit down and play through the both of those, but it would be nice if Nintendo would just re-release those now.
Gee, actually, you're right. We went through the entire Switch era without those as a re-release.
Yeah, and people have been begging for those for how many years now?
Yeah.
7? 7-ish, 8-ish, 9-ish now.
Yeah, it's insane how those have not been re-released yet. But otherwise, I had a really good time with Wind Waker for the most part. I mean, there were some times I had to look up a guide because like the vaguest of hints that I'm drawing a blank on the character name, but the talking red boat, King of Red Lions, the King of Red Lions and his super vague hints on where to go next were not very helpful at all, so I had to look up a guide. But yeah, like the soundtrack was a lot of fun. The combat was overall very it felt very fluid to me. And had a lot of fun with a good chunk of the dungeons too. But yeah,
I still think that game's final fight with Ganon is like the best Ganon fight in the series, personally.
Oh, definitely.
It hasn't been beat for you there, Ultima?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm talking Ganon, like, I'm talking Ganondorf, Ganon specifically, not, like, Zelda final bosses, period.
Fair enough.
I just think that interpretation of him and that final fight is, like, the best version of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Although I can't help but think of the Sun Wong VA post where he voices Ganon, and the King of Red Line's just like, I wish Ganondorf doesn't get anything he wants and dies.
Yeah. But I think my favorite fight in that game actually was Godon with, like, once you get the bow and arrow in that game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was a ton of fun, and I'm ashamed it took me 20+ years to finally play through it all the way.
You could be it could be worse. You could have been sitting on that backlog and never have touched it for something else, maybe.
Here.
In terms of like a backlog, and speaking of that, I actually finally played through Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest for the first time all the way through. I've had it on Game Boy Advance, for the longest time, but I never finished it. I lost my copy when I was a kid, like several years ago. I recently bought a copy of it for the GBA, specifically to play through it because that's the version I remember the most. And then I decided I will play through it using the SNES Online on Nintendo Switch because it has the save states and rewinding, and I don't have to set it up via emulator. Set up the emulator to do that. But
oh yeah, for sure.
I had a lot of fun with Donkey Kong Country 2, and I understand why many people consider it the best Donkey Kong Country game. My experience, I played DKC 1 back in, like, I want to say 2022, all the way through as just kind of like a good old speed running game, and that's kind of like the direction. It's very more arcade like than Collectathon, than where DKC 2 takes the direction of the games, and I feel like it's a lot of the puzzles and a lot of the platforming in DKC 2 really stands out and shines still kind of really good, and it's definitely a lot hard. It's harder in some places than the original game, but I'm really glad I got a chance to play through that out on my backlog.
I know the game on my backlog that I was happy to finally get around to playing was more of the Yakuza series with 3 and 4.
Woo!
And I really enjoyed both of them. I liked 3. I liked 3 a lot, but I was like blown away by 4. I think 4, for all the issues that it does have, I think was really ambitious, and I really loved all the different characters you get to play as in that game. I really liked Yakuza 4 more than, because like a lot of people are kind of like mixed on 3 and 4, where they're like, they're not bad, but they have some things that hold them back, etc., etc. But I mean, I liked even both of them. Really liking 3 and 4 individually. So
yeah, those two games are it was going into the PS3 generation at the time, and it was like they definitely took a lot of risks and experimentation with those titles, but I really did enjoy 4 a lot, even if the story issues were kind of prevalent. Although I've heard arguments that like the story isn't as bad if you think about it in a different perspective in terms of that one twist, but
the way that I argued it with people was like, I won't say what specifically it is, but there's like a plot twist where people are like, oh, this is like kind of absurd, kind of stupid. But then I was like, compared to the crazy shit that happens in Yakuza 3, I'm like, this is like, in the same realm. Like, cause like so much insane stuff happens in 3 that's like so outlandish. I'm like, all right, I think they're like in the same boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. How did you find the how did you feel like the combat going from 3 to 4? Did you feel the improvements, or would you say it's like kind of the point where not just improvements but also like the pacing of fights change?
Yeah, so I would say like I think 3 does have a lot more going on with, like, you can juggle people off the walls and the ground, and I did really like that. I think like 3 is a much more patience type of game because like I know I had a lot of people like say, oh, it's all the enemies do is block, which I played on normal. I always play on normal when I play games. I feel like that's the intended difficulty. Yeah. So I played on normal, and like that wasn't like a issue that I felt like I couldn't overcome. Like I think the game wanted you to like bait out attacks and punish them and figure out patterns than it did just like all out offense. So in that sense, I think like 3 was a much more like methodical type of game, whereas like 4, I think they did dial it back a bit, but not in a bad way. I think like because everyone plays so differently of the 4 characters you play as, the combat doesn't ever feels like stale at any point. And they all have their own unique mechanics that I think are really fun to control. Even though that comes at the cost of like maybe it's a little bit more simplified, but I don't think it's like in a negative way, because I just really enjoyed playing as all the characters. So
of the 4, which one of the 4 gods, who did you enjoy playing as the most?
I really like Tanimura. I thought that character was so cool and unlike any other gameplay style I've had before. Cause like you know, I've been playing in like story order, and at that, like, you know, so I had some experience with like Majima and the different styles in 0, and like Saejima felt like he's like the big tanky guy. He kind of felt like the prototype of Beast style.
Very because, definitely.
You know, 4 was before yes. 0 release order wise. So yes, Saejima guy, he felt very similar to Beast style. Akiyama was like very fast, like kick style, like kind of like the Swift style in 0, like I forget the
Rush?
name of it, but it's the one, I forget the name of that one, the purple one. But...
The Rush style.
Rush, yeah. Rush. So it kind of felt like Rush, yeah, exactly. But Tanimura, I didn't feel like any other character I'd played before, so I really liked Tanimura a lot.
Unfortunately, he's in jail. He's very much in limbo jail.
Oh no.
What, like, you mean in terms of like appearance, or
probably?
Like...
I'm not really sure if they're gonna bring him back. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm not quite sure what the legal situation is between his like original appearance being based off of a
they already erased his original actor for the remaster.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't. They probably just have the other guy, I would imagine. I don't know, but yeah.
Maybe. Stevie, I understand that you played a little bit of Yakuza throughout the 2025.
Yeah, just Kiwami 1. We started. My husband and I started in 2025, but we just finished it a week or 2 ago. But so we're not quite as far as was kind of hoping to be, but
hey, it's fine.
Oh god, yeah, that story though was, oh my god.
Yeah, it's definitely a very first game story, or at least a very standalone story. That's what I mean to say.
Well, yeah. So the thing you have to understand is a lot of the Yakuza games were very clearly written to be the last one. So Kiwami 1 is written as if there's no, like, it's written because they didn't think they'd have a sequel. So that's why it feels like so final, even though it's like there are like 8 games after it. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's written as if like this is the last game in the series, or like this is like a standalone story, but because they didn't think they would get a sequel.
No,
so then the next game has to like bend over backwards to like explain things that like no wait, because this you know what I mean, like it's very funny, and that happens multiple times because they kept like, this will be the last game, this will be the last game, this will be the last game, you know,
this will be Kiryu's the end of the Kiryu saga, and then we know how that ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still showing up in Ichiban's story.
We gotta dig up the corpse of Takia Kuroda. Not a corpse, but we gotta bring Takia Kuroda back for one more game. We gotta, guys.
No, like I legit enjoyed that story though. Like,
do you
seeing...
feel? No, I'm not gonna say more about Manchi, more about sequel stuff, but I've had, like, I'm also playing through the series very slowly, and I'm like still stuck on 5. I haven't gone through all the way, so I haven't been as active in playing in new Yakuza, in more of the Yakuza games, but I have stuff on the back burner to get through.
Right, yeah.
But did you feel like the stories between, like, the story with Majima specifically, did you like how they incorporated him, or did you feel like his two personalities were just a little too clashing, that you could tell like he was written very differently from how he would develop later in the series?
So between 0 and Kiwami 1, granted, there was a lot of side content in both games that we completely missed out on,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess I didn't quite see like how he went from his 0 personality to his now, I guess would now be his like modern day, or at least Kiwami 1 crazy personality. But honestly, does not change my opinion about him and just how much I love him anyway. But
Yeah.
it's like,
I mean, people loved him in the first game, so they kept bringing him back.
yeah. I mean, those Majima everywhere encounters never fail to make me smile, though.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it was overall a very good time with Kiwami 1, and very much looking forward to Kiwami 2, and oh god, it's like a 2-week release now. I guess Kiwami 3 when that comes out.
You could also tackle the HD remasters and get to, because those would give you the...
Yeah, I would advise buying the HD remasters before they're delisted.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would do that.
Thankfully, I do have the HD remaster, like both digitally and the physical remaster collection for 3 through 5 as well.
Oh yeah, same here. I have it on PS4 when I ordered that when it was announced.
Yeah, but it's like, it kind of makes me a little worried now, because like, since they announced Kiwami 3 last year, like, are they going to Kiwami 4 through 6 as well? Like,
we don't know. I mean, I mean, I don't know. RGG's kind of in a weird spot right now.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. I think some of it is because of Sega, like the whole delisting thing. That's like a Sega thing, because like when they did Sonic X Shadow Generations, they also did that and just delisted the old version of Sonic Generations. But like,
that's true. Yeah.
It sucks for sure.
Yeah, Sega's really got some higher ups that are definitely not very consumer friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving back to backlog games that we tackled here. I actually played through Mario and Rabbids for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. I got through a lot of the main campaign, but I haven't finished it. I have been having a lot of fun with it though, and I picked it up recently again just to get through some of these get through some of the stages, and it's still like really fun to strategize and go through everything. What I'm looking forward to the most though is getting through that and then playing through the Donkey Kong expansion as well. And then Princess Peach Showtime was also like on the backlog as well. I didn't get to finish it.
Dude, I get that that's like obviously it's more of a kids game, but I really thought that game like has a lot of fun potential for Like it could have been like I think it could have been a little bit more for sure. Like I think all the
Oh, yeah.
outfits were such a good idea, and all the levels were really fun and varied. I just kind of wish that they did more with it.
Yeah, that's a thing that's a sentiment I heard from my friend as well. It's just like it's if it was any other character and it didn't have the Princess Peach branding, it probably wouldn't have been as eye-catching or show-stopping. It's only if you're a dedicated Peach fan, you're probably gonna get the most fun out of it.
Yeah, I found it to be a very cute game, but not really worth replaying, and it is. Oh god, it is definitely not completionist friendly.
Before we move on to our next topic, any other backlog games that you guys want to bring up that you tackled?
I also played through Astro Chain finally over the summer
that
as
game
well.
is sick, right? That game is so good. I hope it gets like a Switch 2 enhancement or something, but that game is really cool.
Yeah, I had a really good time with that game.
Man, I gotta pick that up again. I've only did like the opening level or so. Didn't know that Alex Lee was in it.
That was like his first like role. Yeah, that was like his first role. Was the protag in that game.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it either until I started playing it. I was looking up the cast. I'm like, oh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but they haven't done anything else with this title.
I mean, I think that's kind of ties to That's kind of like entirely on Platinum Games' part too.
Yeah, true.
Maybe it'll do Astral Chain too, but they're busy working on Ninja Gaiden.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ninja Gaiden 4, right?
Yeah, they just did Ninja Gaiden 4, yeah.
Okay. Ugh, good heavens. My joints are feeling not great today.
Oh no.
So, did you guys have any other backlog games that we wanted to bring up before we move on, or?
Not off the top of my head right now. I think I covered the major ones.
Alright, fair enough. In that case, let's move on to our next topic. So, what are some of the games in 2025 that we actually played in 2025? I'm gonna bring this up as a quick honorable mention I think it was released last year. The Sonic Unleashed Recompiled edition. That was really fun. I haven't finished it yet.
Oh yeah, they did a really good job with that, and they
like
opened like the
Left
floodgates
Swing.
open to a lot of other Xbox games getting recompiled.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with it. I haven't finished it, but it's just definitely on the to finish list this year. But again, for me, I'd say that Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is continuing to be kind of like my go-to live service game that I'm playing through this time, and I've been playing it on my laptop, and it's been fun to see like the very explosive modding community that has been born from it, and get very active into seeing what people have made for it. And I can't wait for the DLC characters that are coming out this year.
Yeah,
We're talking about like games that released like this year,
2025, yeah.
Or last year, yeah. I did get around to playing Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. I played it way later because I bought the game when it came out, and then I was away on a trip for like 2 weeks, and I got back, and when I came back, there was a bunch of other stuff I had to do. But I did get around to playing it before the Game Awards last year, and no, I really did enjoy my time with it. I really thought that the environments were really cool. I think that the game made you feel powerful, and hitting the parries was really fun. But I definitely like see where people are like, this is so overblown, because like I would never say the game is bad, but I think a lot of what makes the game good is like, oh, I've played a lot of other RPGs, and this game takes a lot of systems from those games that I really like, and puts a different spin on them. Like, you know, the active time battle is literally just fucking Mario and Luigi, the RPGs. Like that's always fun to do. I got a lot of like the customization with like the Pictos and the slots. Like a lot of that felt like very like sort of metaphor, like Persona, like it's aspects of that where it's like you can sort of customize the moves and the characters in a way. And yeah, I mean, I think I ultimately walked away thinking like I enjoyed Metaphor more than Expedition 33, but that was because like I think I like the art style of Metaphor a lot more than 33. But 33 is still a really good game. It's just like I think like in my opinion, a lot of people like my opinion is that it is insanely good. But I think if you've never played an RPG before, you would think it's the best game ever made. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Stevie, I think it was a game that you've also played last year.
Oh yes. Yep, I briefly talked about it earlier. It was definitely my game of the year, but I'm also just a big RPG fan in general, and I could definitely see a lot of the influences. Yeah, Pictos as well. I was getting a lot of Final Fantasy IX vibes with the Pictos system in particular. As in Final Fantasy IX, any equipment that you equip have abilities attached to them, and after X amount of battles, then you permanently learn that ability. Yeah, of course, a lot of like the Persona and just overall Final Fantasy vibes, especially with the overall world map too, with the way that they presented that. I've not yet to play the Mario and Luigi games myself, but I'm aware of like the influence with that, with its combat, with that combat system, with the real time reactions and all that. Yeah, I love that soundtrack to death, and all of the characters and everything too. Just there wasn't a whole lot of complaints on my end about that game personally. I also played Sword of the Sea the day that game came out. Very short, like 3-hour experience from gosh, I'm forgetting the developer name right now.
Giant Squid?
Giant Squid. Same people as Abzu and the Pathless and a couple other games.
Okay. That's
interesting. That game was also beautiful with its presentation. Just how you could just kind of do like essentially parkour on a sword in a desert.
I guess I gotta add.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta add that to the list.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Yeah, again, that was another like short three or so hour experience, so I just cleared that within a night. But again, just as beautiful, and yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about that one, but other than it's pretty.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, understandable for sure.
Your elevator pitch convinced me that I might check it out.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's only maybe $30 too, so not too bad of a price point either.
I guess I could bring up
games I play. I mean, I also played a lot of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Way more than I should have, an unhealthy amount for sure. But yeah, that game was definitely something special. I haven't come back to it like too much recently because I've had a lot of like not that I burn myself out, but I have a lot of other stuff I got to get around to. But I always come back when there's ever a new festival.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's not like I spent some of my MagFest going to the PC gaming area and then downloading the game and then doing the nights.
Wait, you could have done that? I should have done the Pac-Man.
Pac-Man Festival. The Pac-Man Festival. Yeah. That's where I literally went like. Literally at midnight, I go to the PC gaming area, I just log into my Steam account, download the game, and then just fire off enough until I got all the cosmetics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I actually pre-ordered the physical Switch 2 edition for that game. So I can't wait to join you guys on that when that gets into my hands.
Yeah. It's a pretty good racing game. I will say another game that I did play because of the I did get to play this year. It was Donkey Kong Bonanza. I had a lot of fun playing that, and that was like what that game was kind of what led me to playing Donkey Kong Country 2, because that was like a, gee, I wouldn't say that was like a, was that announced in 2025, like at the beginning? You're right, no, it was, and that kind of like immediately convinced me to like try it out, at least at some degree. And then my partner's mother was like, my former partner's mother was like, "Hey, guess what I got? A Switch 2. You guys can play the game. You guys can play this game now." And it's just like, okay, all right, sure. I feel obligated now. So, honestly, I had a lot of, and it was actually it was a lot of fun getting to play Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it was the story really impressed. It's a very simple story, but it's like it very much drew me in very much, and I love Donkey Kong and Pauline's like little friendship arc that they have throughout the game. It was really good. I don't know if I would have been so invested if it was.
No, I agree. The story was like simple but very heartfelt, and I was shocked that they put so much effort into like continuity.
Yeah, that too.
Like, because I was like, oh, you know, they're not gonna, they've never cared about lore or storytelling or anything like that, blah blah blah. But then like, when I played it, and like, you know, you get to the end, and I'm like, oh my god, like they actually like thought to like have a continuity or whatever, which is like very crazy. So
yeah, or at least, I'm not sure. I feel like from what I've read of the Japanese script, a certain spoiler character gets, kind of like is kind of like reintroduced for people rather than a big comeback in terms of tone.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved Bonanza as well. I would say like, it wasn't for Unbeatable, Bonanza would have been my game of the year, because I just was so enthralled with that game's mechanics. And like honestly, like the entire finale of that game is one of the most craziest things I've seen in a Nintendo game, and was so incredibly hyped that I couldn't believe it. Like,
yeah,
I was so blown away by it.
That was definitely an experience that I really wish that I could like re-experience for the first
yeah,
time.
but going again blind, yes.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. I want to play that again soon. I actually, this isn't really a game that I think is really that much a game that in 2025. I played the Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days collection. I actually got to play the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. I played through Sacred Cards for the very first time, because I mainly had it as kind of like a thing that I've already like had as a side experience but never actually played, so getting to play through that was a lot of fun. And then I actually finished Reshefa Destruction for the very first time last year as well, and that was, I definitely needed all of the cheat codes for that the in-game cheat codes provided, because that shit is still really not a fun game without it.
No, it's funny, old Yu-Gi-Oh games are so funny because they just like aren't Yu-Gi-Oh! Like their rules are like incomprehensible, especially like stuff like Forbidden Memories. It's like you're playing a very different game, but it's kind of charming in a way, because it's like a different experience than what you get from like playing like Master Duel, you know?
Yeah, I agree. You could definitely tell it was like the Konami was still figuring shit out before transitioning into like a full-fledged card game.
Oh yeah. I actually played a little bit of the Early Days collection myself. I'm still working my way through it, but I'm in the middle of Dark Duel Stories right now, and yeah, I needed those cheat codes as well.
Honestly, these games were made for little kids who had a lot of time and energy to grind out a lot of the dueling.
Yeah, because like that was exactly, yeah. There was a lot of grinding because it's like, oh well, this is your one game that you're gonna play because you're a kid and you can't buy anything else on your own, you know.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
buy it
like...
for the you buy it to play it, and you might also buy it because it's a $40 game that also may have a cool card in it.
Yep. And it's just like, for Dark Duel Stories in particular, it's like, I do not have time to grind out God knows how many duels to form the entirety of a single card that probably isn't that good anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind the, like, face the same duelist 5 times in a row in order to progress type of thing, but yeah, I mean,
draw
this
the
is...
line. I don't mind doing that. I draw the line at trying to play the game. Try to play a little bit more optimally.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, this is a game that I've had the actual cartridge for forever, and I remember playing it as a kid, but I'm definitely gonna, keep going back to the early days collection version to, keep playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I attempted Dungeon Dice Monsters, and I closed it after I closed it after 5 minutes because I had no idea what was going on.
Oh man, that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, I think I need to like sit down and actually read the rules of the thing before actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of onboarding with some of those.
Yeah, you could definitely tell it was an era of experimentation.
Yeah, I kind of wish there was unless I completely missed it, but I kind of wish there was a tutorial to try to give you an idea of what's going on.
But that's what the manuals are for, Stevie.
True.
That's what we read in the day, so we can understand how things were and not have to justify it through this in-game bullshit.
True.
I feel like Cranky Kong.
Oh man.
But
yeah, early days collection, very good.
Very charming. I'm not sure.
Oh, and wait, the biggest one that I'm forgetting is Kirby Air Riders.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness!
Oh yeah, that
Kirby
did
Air
come out.
I haven't got a chance to play
so
that. No,
fun.
Damn it! I haven't gotten a chance to play that game yet.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, if you played the original Air Ride, it's that but better. I mean, they even included all the old stages from the original, so.
Would you say it's like you could play that without playing the first game and then you'd be fine?
No, you don't need to play the first game, but I think, like, it helps to play the first game so you know what you're getting into, because, I've definitely had people that, like, saw a gameplay, tried it for themselves, and then were like, it's too much happening, it's too much chaos, I don't really get it, and, like, it's simple to, like, control, but there's a lot of depth to it. I think, like, I would definitely recommend you to, like, at least try out the original and see how you feel about it before buying the new one, you know?
Right. I think my friend might have it on GameCube somewhere. If not, I'm just gonna emulate it probably. if I want to dive into that. Did you have anything to add there, Stevie, for Air Riders?
Not Air Riders, as I haven't gotten the chance to play it myself, but...
Yeah. My Kirby obsessed friend, he was very excited to play that, and he definitely wanted to talk to me about it because of some really good lore implication shit that I may understand, but I haven't gotten the full context of because I haven't played it myself.
Oh shoot. Oh, there's lore attached to this silly racing game. Okay.
There's lore attached to every silly Kirby game.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The Kirby lore goes crazy. This game is no different. This game's story mode for Kirby Air Riders is genuinely insane. It's insane.
I hear though from a friend who is more of a detractor, it's kind of very surface level Smash Bros interpretations of that Sakurai took to with this game in particular. That took to when he was like no, I wouldn't say developing the characters, but whichever character you're playing as, it feels kind of surface level for who you're playing as.
No, so the way that the story mode works is that you get the same cutscenes no matter what, but you can pick any character. It's not like your character gets like a unique cutscene or anything.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, yeah, I would say it's kind of like a classic mode route, because you can like go different directions.
I see.
So that's like the Smash, and you got like cutscenes in between them. So yeah, it's kind of Smash in that regard, but like the actual plot itself is just completely insane. Yeah.
Fair enough. Sorry, I'm gonna keep on bringing up games that I really liked.
Hey, this is what this stream is for.
Fair enough. I'm not. Okay, Persona 5X. I'm sorry, I'm a kind of a shill for that game. Me and my partner really liked kind of where. It's a rough start, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very rough start story-wise, but me and my former partner friend, we really liked chapter 3. Chapter 3 is where things get so much better. Like,
well, no, I mean, the story wasn't the thing that bothered me when I played it. I think it was just because it had kind of a rougher global launch, because there was a lot of quality of life and like aspects of it that were like worse than what it was on the other version. Though, like so. The global version, like, but I heard that they've like taken a lot of strides to fix things, and my friend who I was talking to recently said like the game is like in a much better spot now. But yeah, it's the pacing though, like I think that was like the pacing kind of put me off of it, because like I got to like the beginning of chapter 2, but like what put me off of it wasn't like I wasn't having fun, but oh my god, the palace dungeons go on forever. They're huge, like. They're so long, like the pacing was like kind of like dragged out. I felt like things got a little bit dragged out, but I really didn't like. I thought the character design, like I loved all the gimmicks that every character had gameplay wise, and I thought that was really well designed. They had a lot of cool ideas. I would love to see like each character having their own little sort of gimmick mini game attached to them in the next Persona game, because I really liked how that was executed. I mean, and I can't follow you because, like, I think one of the games I played the most last year was Uma Musume, so I can't really, like, talk to you about P5X because I'm in the other camp, so.
Yes, you are. I got into Sonic Rumble, so I can't fault you there either. That's, like, probably the worst. That's probably, like, I would say probably my worst. That's like, probably my worst one.
What the hell are you even doing in this game? I'm gonna play it as a joke, but I'm like, wait, it's actually really fucking good.
I'm in Lumen's server that's full of Uma fans. You're fine, dude.
Yeah, P5X was a game I accidentally dropped. Like I didn't mean to like drop it, but it was like I logged in and then I just forgot to log back in for since like July or August, but yeah, I was in the middle of chapter 2 and I was absolutely feeling that slog of the palaces. But if you're saying this, if chapter 3 and beyond is where it's starting to like really get good with that story, then yeah, I'm gonna need to
like chapter 3, playing it, like I've heard a lot of good things about chapter 3 when it was coming out, and then when I played it for the first time in the global version, I was like, okay, no, this is actually you can really tell where they switched the writers, and they actually made the emotional investment for me was a lot higher than it was in both chapter 1 and chapter 2 specifically, because it's I felt the stakes were much more personal in that chapter specifically, and it felt like it wasn't wasting my time.
Yeah,
which is a very unfortunate thing that I can say about the first 2 chapters.
Oh my god, yeah, that first palace owner was definitely a meme when the global launch came out.
Which is no fault of its. I mean, I was also criticized when it was released in the Asia version, so it's like I'm guessing there was not much room to stand on with that guy.
Yeah, he didn't really feel like much of a villain per se.
No.
I don't remember a lot about the second villain because again, I kind of just accidentally dropped it like partway through chapter 2. But
I can say like he's okay. I wouldn't say he's terrible. He's just good enough to carry the chapter that he's in with.
He's entertaining. Like,
yes,
there
yes,
is
yes,
very
yes.
entertaining, you know.
Yeah, I agree. That. But chapter 3's villains specifically are like chapter 3 is like it gives me both like a really good sympathetic villain and a really good balance of this one character that you really fucking hate, but you also like but is like a character that you can also see the descent into villainy as well. So at least that's where we are in chapter 3. So I'm excited for when that's concluding, and then chapter 4 is also really, really good, and like some of the stuff that I've seen in the China version is actually really fucking cool, and I can't wait to see where it goes from there. Now the last game I want to bring up for this in terms of games I played in 2025, Deltarune chapters 3 and 4, which came kind of out of nowhere.
That's right. Yeah.
That was like surprise of the year and like an absolute hyper focus for like at least 2 months, and was really that really it like completely broke every expectation I had of coming from chapter 2 into the future, and I'm really excited of where things are going up next. I love Tenna. Tenna was really good. Even though it was like very filler villainy.
Yes, like the way that I just was described to me, and I also like very much agree with I felt like chapter 3 was like a fun little side distraction where you know, there's like a lot more mini games, and there's like a really fun like concentrated segment that was really enjoyable. But then chapter 4 ups everything to like crazy levels. It's like, oh my god, this is like where we're going now, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is so like it raises the stakes higher than I could ever have possibly imagined. And we're only halfway through this plan. I think we're only halfway through of where Toby Fox planned this. So
yeah,
it's
because
just
we're going to chapter 7, yeah. So
yeah.
we're at the halfway point.
Yeah. I think chapter 5's coming. I'm not sure if it's coming out this year, but it's so much that my brain still hurts thinking about where we're going next. It's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely, and we already know that like it's not the wait between chapters isn't going to be as insanely long again, so that's really exciting too.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh.
I'll hop on the Deltarune train at some point. I've been waiting for the full release.
I get that. No, I get that where it's like, it's because I get that there's some people who are like, I just want to play everything when it's in one thing, together. But I think also there's I respect the other side where it's like, I want to play it as it comes out because theorizing is the fun part. But also I get where it's like, I just want to play everything when it's released and then have that one clean experience, you know?
Yeah, your experience changes based on how you experience the media.
Well, definitely, yeah.
Was there any other games that you guys played in that came out from 2025 that you guys wanted to bring up real quick before we move on to our next topic?
I hopped on the dispatch train.
Oh,
though.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit hypocritical in me of like, I want to wait for the full release of Deltarune as I play episodic games like Dispatch.
Hey, I mean, that one, it seems like it was pretty consistent in terms of release.
Yeah, granted, I was slightly late on that train. The only episodes I had to wait for were like the last 1 or 2 by the time I started playing the game, but no, the Dispatch was super fun. I quite enjoyed all the dialogue and the choices that I made, in particular and seen what other players made for their super big choices.
You
And
have you played previous Telltale games before?
um, not Telltale specifically, but I played very similar games. Like I played the majority of the Life is Strange games.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying to. No, that's a slight lie. I started playing The Wolf Among Us a long time ago, but I never got far in that, and I've been wanting to hop back onto that.
That's fair.
Yeah, especially with the second one that's supposed to be coming out at some point. Yeah, I should really hop back. I should really get back on that game and play through that whole thing too. But yeah, Dispatch was a ton of fun. I if you like those choice-based games and that kind of humor, definitely easy recommendation.
Yeah, Dispatch is on my watch list of games to play eventually. Eventually get there.
Oh yeah.
What about you, Ultima? Was there anything else you wanted to bring up?
I feel like I've covered pretty much the big ones I've done. Yeah, I pretty much covered everything that I've wanted to talk about for sure.
All right. This is gonna be This is gonna be my self-indulgent pick for things that we to quickly talk about. This doesn't have to be really big or anything, but Magfest games. Was there? This doesn't have to be really big or anything, but was there anything? Was there stuff that you like tackled in the arcades, or was like in the indie game booths that you really enjoyed? I know that there was a lot of people at the Unbeatable booth. Lumen was
Yeah,
there
I mean,
to see stuff.
that game released in 2025, and
Yeah.
like I mentioned earlier, like that game, like life-changing experience. The dev team are the sweetest people ever. I that is definitely my favorite game that came out last year. So I hung out by the booth and I got a lot of merch and got to talk to a lot of the people on the team. There was I unfortunately, like, my Magfest experience is me running around like crazy every 5 minutes to go see someone else, so I really don't have time to sit down and play the indie games. I always do hang out around the arcade and play rhythm games because I'm a fiend at that stuff. But like,
Fair enough.
there wasn't anything at Magfest that I like sat down and played. But I did notice there was like, I didn't play it, but there was like a booth that had like this game called, like, I think it's like of the Devil, and it looked like it was like a Danganronpa inspired game.
Ooh.
And the art style was really good, so I was interested in that, but I have not had time to play anything.
Oh yeah, that game just came across my feed very recently too, and yeah, the same thing with the whole like Diggerumpa style. It's like that was all that I needed to see. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, miss. I will play every Danganronpa game, visual novel otherwise.
Yep.
uh, in terms of like my Magfest gaming experience, I didn't get a chance to play. Most of my experience was playing like in the Commander Zone, but I also got to play a little bit of the Soul Calibur machine. I got to play the Super Monkey Ball, and I actually got to play the Arcanea Smash Bros. Arcade cabinet they had there set up on like actual N64 hardware for a little bit before they closed out the closed out the arcade. Closed out the arcade on the last day. I got to play at least one round with Sonic and Conker as characters. But there was one indie game that I also got the chance to play. It was called Phantom Feline. It was like this platformer where you get to where you're a ghost cat and you get to transform, and you essentially you're in your ghost form, you can like traverse the walls as lights go on as like a little shadowy figure, and like you have to navigate your little platforming stuff around that. And there were like so many different puzzle gimmicks I really liked in that one too, and it's actually free on Steam, so you can actually get that for. So if you want to like kill time with a little platformer, I'd highly recommend that at some point. Highly recommend that. So Also, this was this was also fun. I got to give everyone like little Magfest themed Magic the Gathering cards as I was going around, either like in the Commander Zone or just meeting up with friends, including you, Ultima.
Yeah, yeah. I have a lot of friends that they spend a lot of time in the card game area because they do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh. So it seems like it's really fun to go up there and play against other people, especially if you're someone who doesn't have like locals in your area that often. So
Yeah, it was definitely a very fun experience to play with other people more than just like your local circle in terms of card games. So let's move on to our next topic. What are some gaming goals that you guys are looking forward to tackling in this into 2026? Like in terms of like what are some of the games on your backlog that you have, or something that you've been feeding for to tackle for the first time?
Yeah, so I mean, I think my biggest plan is I want to get through as many more RGG Yakuza games as I can. I'm you know, I want to get to I want to work through it. I haven't gotten the Yakuza 5 yet, so that's like gonna be the big one to tackle, and then I'll see how I feel. But I'd like, I want to go through like all the games proper as much as I can, like 5, 6, then Judgment, 7, Lost Judgment. Like I'll be working my way through those, and then I have some older games that I want to replay. I have not done a playthrough of Persona 4 in a very long time, and the remake is due probably end of this year, next year. So I was like, I want to do another proper run through of that game. I also really want to replay GTA 4 because I love GTA 4. It's one of my favorite games ever, and I've not played it since that console era. So those are like the two games I want to replay. New stuff is like Yakuza. And then I'm working through, like, I'm trying to play through as many Mega Man games as I can before the new one next year as well.
Oh, right.
So a lot of those I've played already, like, multiple times, but there's some I've missed. So yeah, those are those are the games I want to get through this year for sure.
Yeah, I agree on the I want to get through at least the Kiryu saga sometime this year.
Yes, yes.
I at least want to finish that, and then like maybe I'll transition into Ichiban's games from there. But some games I really want to finish this year. I want to play through and finish. I mean, I've been playing through the Ace Attorney Chronicles, but I haven't finished that yet. So I really want to finish that this year. But also on the list is like, I haven't booted up Metaphor ReFantasio since I've gotten the game 2 years ago, and it's been sitting on my shelf, and I'm so sad that it's been sitting on my shelf, and I really want to tackle that as well. And yeah, I also want to get through. I've had this playthrough of Persona 4 that's been ongoing for 10 years, and I still haven't returned to it, and I really want to do that. Oh my god. And then I also want Umineko maybe as well. I have that.
Oh, good luck with that, dude. It's like 1,000,000 words.
I've been wanting to read more, so I guess that's like that's gonna be the big one to tackle at some point. Yeah, what about you, Stevie?
So I briefly mentioned earlier already with wanting to play through Kiwami 2, and Final Fantasy 5 and 6, but a couple other notable ones. I'm currently working my way through Ace Attorney Dual Destinies as one of my gaming goals for this year. I really want to finish the Apollo trilogy, at the very least. Yeah, I just got through the second case for that a couple weeks ago. Very looking forward to case. Sorry, let me reword that. Cautiously looking forward to case 3. I'm really hoping this does not have the third case syndrome. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Dual Destinies right now. really hoping to at least start the AI Summoning Files. Now it's a freaking trilogy. Good
Oh my
God.
Oh, right. That is also right. That is also on the list.
Yeah. Gosh. Still have not touched SMT3 or the Soul Hackers games either. I really gotta get these off my list too. And I really want to.
It sucks. It's like there's so many games where it's like I really want to get to them, but they're so long, and it's like I only have so much time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why-
everything. Yeah.
The curse of being a JRPG fan.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
JRPG fan with a 40+ hour full-time job and many other occupations.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't want to
God.
talk about like various commitments we've got to finish. Fuck me.
and yeah, here I am also wanting to start the Trail series this year with the Sky remake that just came out last year. Oh God.
Good Lord.
Yeah, those are definitely some of the more notable ones. I have a couple other, I guess, big yet I don't know. I guess how do I word this? Like I'm in the middle of the Assassin's Creed series. I've loved these games since I was 18, but I'm also done with like all the old like traditional games. So there's still like a lot of the open world ones to play. So Origins and Odyssey are on my list for this year as well. Sorry, Father, I know you love Odyssey. But yeah, and I kind of want to try to get back into the Fire Emblem series as well. I started playing Awakening a long time ago, and I was really liking that, but then I hit a difficulty spike, and it's been too long at this point. I couldn't tell you what chapter I was on, but I just hit a difficulty spike, and I wasn't able to get back to that game.
Yes, the classic. There's this RPG that I want to finish, but now I'm stuck with the curse of knowledge that I don't remember what I did 1 month ago, and now I have to redo things.
Yep. So yeah, I still have Awakening sitting on my shelf. I also just kind of want to, I guess, get out of the way the lesser loved Engage as well. Yeah, I suppose just play kind of the lesser loved ones before playing some of the bigger, more loved titles like Three Houses.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Well, you might want to. I mean, honestly, you might just want to get through Three Houses now because the prequel, sequel, we don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be coming out this year.
Oh yeah, Fortune's Weave is coming out this year.
Interquel, maybe, I don't know. Prequel, sequel, yeah, actually, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'm also so intimidated by Three Houses.
That's my cursed game right now, actually. I've played it like months ago, and well, years now ago, and now I don't remember where the fuck I'm going.
Yeah,
but I'm too deep
How many
in where
routes are?
But now
How many routes are there in total, DLC included?
5?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's also the one that adds the extra house.
Yeah.
So Three Houses.
Oh, that's so many hours in the game. I want to play it, but oh, that's such a time commitment to play like all of those.
Yeah, good thing we don't have any other games that we like to tackle too.
Right? Yeah, if I did not have such a big backlog, I wouldn't mind playing I probably would not be as intimidated, but the backlog is huge and it never ends, though.
It's the backlog that never ends.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's my overall list of, like, backlog games I want to tackle in 2026. I'm not really sure, like, for what's officially confirmed for 2026 to come out that I want to play. At least
Yeah,
not
same
yet.
here. I'm waiting for that Nintendo Direct in February. I don't think there's any releases this year that I'm like, oh yeah, like this is my most into like Wolverine on PS5. Like I know I'm gonna play that and enjoy it, but I'm not like, oh, this is my most anticipated game. I mean, Fortune's Weave, I'm like super excited for, but it's not like, oh, I'm really excited to play this game. I don't, and I think that's good because last year had so many releases that was really hard to keep up with. So.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I guess that transitions right into into our last and final topic for the night. Hopes and or dreams and or things that we're looking forward to in 2026. Because quite honestly, the list for what we have right now is very slim pickings.
It really is, yeah.
Which is, I guess, kind of a good and bad thing, because 2025 there was so much stuff coming out in a steady clip that was like you said, Ultima, very hard to keep up with, and but at the beginning of 2025 we had basically nothing, but then stuff started coming out at a very steady clip to the point where it's just like it felt kind of overwhelming.
Oh my gosh.
I'm with Boaz here. A new Sonic game announcement. It is the 35th anniversary this year, so I am hoping for something cool. I am looking forward to whatever to that audio drama that they're teasing for, in 2 days. The Chaotix.
Yeah,
Case
for the
Files.
Chaotix, yeah. I'm sure, like, we'll get a tease of the next mainline Sonic game. I don't think we're gonna get it this year, but we're definitely gonna see a bit of it, for sure. I'm hoping they just build off of the formula they have for Frontiers and make it better. I don't really want them to do any big overhauls.
Me neither. I think that what they did for, like, the small-scale stuff they did for Shadow Generations was, like, a really good step in the right direction of where things could go and how polished things could be. I'm not quite sure if it's because it was such a smaller thing and it was, like, bundled in with the remaster of Sonic Generations, but that's, like, more of that and improving upon that would be really good. Thing I'm gonna throw Project Century out there. I'm like, we've seen like not a lot of stuff for that.
Oh,
but
that's
like,
right.
But that's RGG's like really cool period piece that I want to know more.
Yeah,
of.
I mean, even though RGG's been fumbling with Yakuza, I do think that game at least is, like, it seems to be independent of everything. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Because I really loved like the setting a lot. And also like there's also the game that the original Yakuza sort of director Nagoshi is doing called Gang of Dragon, which is like his own return to sort of the formula. So I'll be curious to see what that game will be like, because we don't know much about that one either.
Me too. I'm like super curious. I'm not like super in tune to curious about it, but I am like very I'm very optimistically curious about it. At the very least, I'm not quite sure we haven't seen much of it, obviously, but I'm very curious about how Nagoshi is gonna take it now that it's not under like a different, like under Sega's direction. But Project Century, it's a very period piece, very cool setting. I want to know more about it as well. I know I'm kind of like shotgunning these right now, but the Persona 4 revival, I hope we get more news about that. I don't think we're gonna get... Yeah. Maybe we'll get more news on Persona 6, maybe. I don't know.
Yep, those are...
Well, it's the 30th anniversary. They said they have some announcements. I think the year ends with... they tease P6 to release next year. I don't think P6 this year. I think they tease it to release next year at the end of the year. P4 remake is like... It's such a weird spot because... That initial, like, preview was just, like, a walk cycle. That game looked nowhere near finished.
Absolutely.
So, like, I don't know if that's a game that's going to come out this year. I just have no idea.
I don't think it is coming out this year either. I'm just saying maybe a thing that I'm hoping to hear more of. That's
Yeah.
like I said, hopes or like this is why this segment was titled "Hopes or Games I'm Looking Forward to in 2026" because my list of games for 2026 I'm looking forward to right now is 0.
Boaz is stealing my list here.
New 2E and new Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yep. I'm not really sure about a new 2E, to be honest, because
No, I don't
Square
think so
Square just seems to forget about that franchise as much as it pains me. But God, I really need more KH4 info other than just we're sorry for canceling this other mobile game. Here's some screenshots though.
Do we even know when like the third part of this FF7 remake's coming out?
No idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be soon. The way they're talking about it means like they definitely have have it like coming up at some point.
Like they hit the ground running at some already. I feel. I've heard, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, there was a. I'm not sure how legit it is. I didn't really look into it, but I guess there was some news article that they finally titled the damn thing. So I guess we might find out what said title will actually be for part 3.
Yeah. It's a crazy. It's yeah. I feel like we're just sitting and hoping for the next Nintendo Direct or news thing to not cancel to announce something of note.
Yeah, and
the only other thing I can think of is Deltarune Chapter 5, and I'm not even from the newsletter I've read from Toby Fox, I think it said it was on a steady release for. I'm not sure if it was sometime this year or next year. I'm kind of curious to see where that turns out.
Yep, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Again, I think I'm just banking on the directs for the most part, though.
Yeah.
we have the new Tomodachi Life and the new Rhythm Heaven, which are Switch 1 games, but we still don't have a release date. I'm excited for those to come out as well because it's been a while. So.
True. Oh yeah, that's right. Wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo announced Splatoon 4. Oh yeah.
Oh wait, right. They still have the Arc Raiders game, Splatoon Raiders. Yep. Splatoon Raiders, that single-player experience game, which is I want to hear more about that game. We haven't heard too much about that since its initial teaser trailer, or announcement trailer rather. I'm kind of one of those people that more stick onto the single player side of of Splatoon, so I'm kind of, if that's a whole single player experience for me, that's kind of where I would put my money in for some time this year, maybe. Although there was I know it's only was really revealed yesterday, but Dragon Ball Age 1000 or whatever, that looked interesting. It's only the animated trailer, but it's pretty I thought it was pretty cool.
I didn't even know there was a new Dragon Ball game coming out, to be honest.
They literally just announced it as in being in development. It was
okay.
It was part of the whole Dragon Ball stream thing that they did yesterday that Bandai Namco did.
Yeah. I keep being told that it's just not going to happen at this point, and yet there's still that small lingering hope for an official announcement for kind of going back on the Square Enix train. Still hoping, small lingering hope for Final Fantasy IX Remake to be officially announced. That's... I know, but there's still that that lingering hope.
It was in the NVIDIA leak all that time ago, and like Kingdom Hearts 3 was also in that leak, and I thought Kingdom Hearts 3 or 4, sorry, Kingdom Hearts 4 was
Yeah.
also in that leak, and I thought Kingdom Hearts 4 was more unbelievable than FF9 remake. So I think like the FF9 remake, it's probably just in dev hell. I do think it's real. I just think like they don't know what to do with it.
Boaz, shush. Yeah,
Here's another Ever Crisis extension. Extension crisis.
But yeah, Ultima, that yeah, everything on that list from 2021 has been official, and most of it has come out. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that it is, I guess, just kind of like a development thing, but it would be nice to at least get some kind of like teaser at the very least. To say, hey, yeah, it is real, you know?
Yeah, we'll get another walk cycle teaser just like P4 Revival.
Okay, not that kind of teaser. Yeah, I'm also on the train of hoping we'll get more info on P4R other than just the fine, here you go, a walk cycle trailer.
Man, I don't even know how I feel about like getting a P4 remake, cause like it's.
No, I talked a lot about this myself. I mean, the port of Golden they put out on PC consoles a while ago, not that long ago. That was really, I mean, it was really good. It had all the quality of life features. I don't think P4 is like out of date. I think it's it holds up very well. It's not like there's not really anything dated with the gameplay. And so I don't think we ever really needed a P4 remake. Now, here's the thing. We're getting one because Atlas likes money. Yeah. So what I hope is that the P4 remake is like very different. Like I hope they go like a little bit crazier with it in terms of like making it feel like a different experience, because I think like you have to, like, because I don't want to play P4 the P4 remake and be like, well, I mean, I'm just playing P4 with nicer graphics, because at that point it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like I don't see a point. I would hope that if they do a P4 remake that they like make it sizably different, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On one hand I agree, but also I feel like one of the things that it would need to like, I feel like one thing that if the P4 remake had to do, and it had to do right, it would be like having to capture the era and the time period it takes place in terms of like making you feel. I talked to this with my friend a lot as well, because we both don't have much life out of Persona, lighthearted, self-deprecatingly said, that one of the things that I really wanted, that both of us really want to do, is like kind of want the game to do, is kind of like capture the era that it was in and make you feel like you're in a very small town, and like that kind of feeling of not only just being in a small town, but also like the different ways, like how like that specific era and time bubble of like technology evolving, or like how everything was revolving around TV and such.
You know what they could do? It'd be like in terms of like game feel, like if they made it feel like Okinawa and Yakuza 3, where it's like a smaller town, has like that kind of aesthetic. Like I feel like you know what I mean, in terms of like, you know, the area, like the size of the area, and it's like a limited, like a smaller area that's like has a lot dense, and there's like a lot of stuff you can do. Like, yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that like the original P4 doesn't do that, obviously, because it's still like I agree with you, Ultima. It's the game that did not need a remake. Out of all the games of Persona, that one is the one that didn't need a remake at all. But it's like, if you're going to put your ass into making this a remake, at least do something to make it feel like you're in that time period, or like you're playing that game for the very first time in a different way, or put it into like a different context, and maybe and maybe streamline how you put in the golden elements. I don't know. Cheap shot.
Well, here's the
cheap
thing.
shot.
Here's
That was a very cheap shot. I'm sorry.
well, no, but here's the thing, right? They kind of have to make this a golden remake because Marie is not someone you can add as DLC. Like, the answer clearly takes place after P3, so you can add it later. Marie is like integrated into the game the entire time and like has her own you can't like sell Marie as DLC because it's like she's like it's not like you can retroactively add her after where you beat a game, you know what I mean?
I mean, that didn't stop the golden animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the golden animation
sorry, that was a very cheap joke as well. But continue.
You can't like sell Marie retroactively, so I kind of feel like she has to be in the base game, you know?
That's like adding Supersonic as a DLC. Oh wait.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to integrate Marie at all. I'm kind of hoping that they would, I guess, write her better, as I just did not care for her.
I mean, I feel like the problem is that I feel like something that I kind of understood as I grew up and like as someone who didn't really like Marie as much and didn't really pay attention to her side of the game, and like my playthrough is currently on the PS2 version specifically because that's the game experience. That's the vanilla game experience that I really want and all that crap. It's something that I've recently kind of grew up and like really thought about, and it's just kind of like the idea of like being a tsundere. This is because I've watched 100 Girlfriends specifically. So my experience in like understanding the character archetype is like different and such, but it's this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be blabbing about this for a little bit here.
Oh, it's all good.
But like the idea of like you're going to need to like you have these emotions and you're trying to deny them because you do not understand them is something that is really you can't really. If you put that as a character trait, if you water that down, it doesn't feel as you could instead of it coming off as being a character trait that you can empathize with or see more of or want to be engaged with. It's something that you just feel annoyed with because the surface level because you can't get past that surface level thing. If there's a way that you can turn that tsundere writing into something that we can learn to engage with or understand why you like this character is because of it being a persona that you use to get to shall we say combat or put yourself through adversity and understand those emotions. I feel like that's one way to get more people into being a Marie fan.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not sure if that's just bullshit that I just spat out, but that's kind of like what I feel as a way that could be a perspective, a way that you could do it with her.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, that could definitely be one way to tackle her in this remake. Yeah, that'd be like my only request, I guess, with this remake. Cause yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think P4 necessarily needed a remake, especially with the recent port for Golden on everything now. Yeah, just try to
polish that writing a little bit.
Yeah, polish the writing for Marie, and I guess have her be more of a. Oh, go ahead.
They're probably gonna recast the characters again, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, Yuri Lowenthal literally leaked all that. I mean, I don't know why
he really did.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know why people are up in arms about it. I get everyone's attached to those characters, but they literally did it for Reload The new cast was amazing, and they still had the old cast cameos, like the older characters in Reload. I think, and honestly, I would want them to do a new voice cast for a P4 remake because I want it to stand and feel different on its own compared to the original.
That's fair.
And also, like, I think it's clear that they're trying to make, like, with the intention of these remakes is sort of reintroduce these games for, like, a newer generation, a newer audience. So, like, again, I think it just makes a lot of sense to recast, you know, people for P4. I mean, and those VAs have been, we've had so much time with those VAs as well, you know what I mean? And I get that's partly why people are like, oh, I can never imagine anyone else, but Reload was the same, and I think Reload did a good job.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Did Yuri leak the new cast? I think he essentially said that none of the cast members were all called back.
No. What happened was Yuri out of nowhere said, "Yeah, I'm not coming back for the P4 remake. They never asked me." And then all the like a lot of the other older VAs were like Chie's VA, Yukiko's. They were all like, "Yeah, they didn't ask me either." So they just all leaked it. And this was before the remake was even announced, by the way.
Yes, that's the sequence of events. Now I remember.
Yeah, I remember that Yuri posted on, it was either Twitter or Blue Sky or Yes, that it was like, nope, I'm not coming back as Yosuke. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Boaz. It's like, are we kind of like breaking some kind of NDA by just releasing, like just tweeting that out? I don't know, but no, I agree. I think the method with like doing a new cast with P3R was really good, and those performances were awesome.
I actually got to meet Allegra Clark last year as well. I got her to sign like a piece of fan art that I had commissioned from Persona Paradise that she made for me and my former partner at the time. It was really cute, and she was really sweet.
Oh heck yeah! Yeah, Zeno's come to my area like 2 or 3 times now, and I keep missing out on him, and I'm really sad about that. Hopefully next time. But I guess in terms of Persona as well, can we please get modern re-releases for Persona 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they would ever remake them, but I do wonder why they haven't ported the PSP versions like they did for 3 Reload. Or I'm sorry, 3 Portable, because like that one got ported and that was a PSP game. I don't know why they won't do the dual P1 and and P2. It was weird because like they localized the P1 PSP remake and then the first half of Persona 2, but they never localized the second half of the Persona 2 PSP Eternal Punishment. That one never got localized. So
yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's why, because they'd have to localize that one. But even then, I feel like a collection of the PSP re-releases would be really good to have. Bare minimum, at least make it more accessible. I don't think I would need a full remake of like 1 and 2, especially because they're already doing so many remakes. But I would just like to have those games available.
Yeah, that's exactly my point too. Like, I don't really need full-on remakes. I just would like to. I just would like to have them accessible, because those are at this point, in terms of the mainline Personas, those are the only ones I've not yet to play. Mm-hmm. And it would just be nice to like have them on my Switch, you know?
I agree. I mean, hell, we got first mission. I guess the first mission before before a Persona 1 re-release.
Oh, that's true. But those are, unless there's some sort of patch that I'm not aware of. It's not in English though.
No, it's not. But I'm saying it's still it got re-released at all. Is my surprising point. It's the point that I was like super surprised. Like that's such a deep cut game.
Right? No, here's 4P5 Boaz.
I mean, we're already getting that with the Phantom X, frankly.
We're
gonna get more. And if we're getting that remake, the P4 remake, we're gonna get a collab with that game too.
Yeah. Didn't they also announce some sort of P5 like weird fitness game or something kind of recently too?
It was the it was with the it was like a crossover with the Fitness on Switch game.
Okay.
Fitness game on Switch. I forget what it's called. Akihiko was right there.
It was yeah, that was just DLC. It ended up just being DLC,
Right.
like a DLC pack for fitness, but it wasn't a full-on game. At least, God bless, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Persona 5 is gonna turn 10 years soon, so they could remake it. They definitely could.
It really does not need a remake.
It really doesn't. It's already really accessible. You went out of your way to make it accessible.
Let's not turn P5 into Last of Us, please. As much as I love P5, I really don't need it to be a Last of Us type of situation.
We're already in spin-off hell. It's already the Persona 4. It's already the replacement Persona 4 with its spin-off with its spin-offs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna try and let's try and not end this on a really sour note here.
Yeah.
Was there any other things that you guys were probably hoping to hear but more news about in 2026?
The only like minor thing, kind of going back on Nicaragua as well, is I hope there will be at least a tiny bit more info with 2x2, whether it just be a whether it is a 2026 release or not, just kind of like maybe a tiny bit more discussion on on like the new scenario, like obviously not without deep diving into it, but just like a little bit of a more idea of what could possibly be going on. Maybe a release window of some kind. Would like to know on that as well. But otherwise, I would like to know more about the Adventures of Elliot. I'm kind of hoping that will come out this year too. That was a really fun demo on Switch too.
Okay. What about you, Ultima?
Stuff I want to learn more about. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of talked about a lot of this stuff earlier. I guess like, to circle it back, like, yeah, I think like Gang of Dragon and Project Century, Stranger in Heaven, those are the ones I'm like, and really want to know more about. But off the top of my head, I feel like it's like a lot of stuff it's speculative and stuff that like I said, I think that first February direct is gonna set the tone for me for the rest of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So let's end it off with like some really wild speculation of like what would be your like a silver bullet game that you would like to hear about in 2026. I know Boaz has like a Super Smash Brothers game.
If it got announced that I would go crazy for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Smash is always a big one. It's so weird because Sakurai was they already wrapped. They were working on Air Riders and they wrapped that up. But Sakurai's a madman. I think like if there's anything. I don't think a new Smash or a Smash-related thing would come out this year, but I think it could be teased for next year, maybe.
I could see that happening.
That would be a silver bullet. I think, like, man, what is something, like, I got super into as well? I would love to see a Sonic rhythm game. I think I'm super into rhythm games. I'd love to see a Sonic rhythm game maybe, because like that game is so iconic for its music and it's crazy to me it's never had a rhythm game spin-off. But also I would like to see like the problem is like Project Sekai, which is like the Miku mobile game. That's like the biggest one right now, and we haven't gotten like a new Project Diva or like a new Vocaloid rhythm game in a while. I would like to see one of those maybe, but like yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything that I'm like, oh man, I just need to see this revealed right now other than that, so.
Fair enough. New Ori game, says Boaz. I gotta finish Ori and the Blind Forest and Wisps.
I just need to play those games in general.
What about you, Stevie? What would be your silver bullet game for 2026?
gosh, it's hard to think of a new thing that I haven't talked about in previous streams.
I mean, you could bring it up again.
Yeah. Once again, like re-releases for Pandora's Tower and Last Story. I'm still waiting on those to hopefully be a thing. I really would like either re-releases for the original two Dissidia games or just a new game that's not the mobile game.
Oh,
Those those would be awesome to see. Want to see more. I want to see more of Mega Man in general. I know we got an announcement for Dual Override 2027, but there's more. Yeah,
fair
it'd be. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, I guess since it was a topic earlier in the stream too, I would love to see another combat for Soul Calibur, actually.
Actually, yes. I would like a comeback for Soul Calibur too.
It pains me that series just died, because that's probably my
Twice.
favorite.
It died twice.
Yeah, twice! It died twice! No. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. It pains me because that's probably my favorite fighting game franchise, actually.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm trying to get into Soul Calibur a lot more. I haven't played, like... I've only played a little bit of Soul Calibur. I want to... Maybe I'll start a fresh start of... I'll do a fresh playthrough of Soul Calibur 2 at some point. But I'm also looking forward to playing, like... I want to play through Soul Calibur 3. I also have, like... I have, like... a copy of SC4 and 5 on backlog that I've been meaning to get through, which are like probably shorter entries that I could probably get around to before doing more. I don't play fighting games often, so
For sure.
Those would be like my fighting games that I want to get into for the year-end experience.
3 is more accessible now because they just re-released it on on PSN for 4 and 5, so that's really good to see. I still need to boot up that re-release, actually, because it's been a long time since I played 3 in particular. But, oh man. Yeah, if we get either a new numbered title or just something Soul Calibur related, I would probably fly off the walls for that.
Fair enough. Gee, what would be my Silver Bullet game for this year? I'm with you in that I want like the Soul Calibur, a new Soul Calibur game. But actually, I think what I want is like a Sonic, for my Sonic mainline game that I probably want to see. Maybe like a Sonic Heroes style game or something like that.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was actually thinking about Heroes the other day. It was like I never finished that. I kind of want to start over and like play through that all the way too. But a new game in that style would be really cool to see.
Yeah, that would be like that would probably be my Silver Bullet game. Silver the Hedgehog game. Yeah, I would love that too. Silver Bullet. I get it now. But...
Silver the Hedgehog or Silver Bullet.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if this would happen. Maybe because as well, but maybe like new mainline 2D Metroid or something. It's probably too soon. Probably too soon. Maybe we won't even get like a tease or anything. We probably won't even get news for like a Metroid anything this year. But that would be really cool. That would be like fun, and I got into 2D Metroid via Dread when Dread was coming out. I really like that game. I want to kind of see like some kind of follow up to that.
Oh, is Dread a different studio compared to Retro with the Prime games, or are they both Retro?
Yes, they're different studios.
Okay. So there might be a chance then of at least some kind of tease for a new like traditional Metroid game.
Yeah, but that's again, that's my silver bullet. That would be a really cool silver bullet.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's much else left I could think of other than like I put down like Shin Megami Tensei anything. For frankly, I don't even know what could come out
No,
next.
I think
Oh.
SMT's on a break this year. I think they're too busy on the Persona anniversary. I think anything else that they announced, they probably feel would like draw attention away from it.
Yeah.
At most, I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, maybe we'll see in February. I feel like a Metaphor Switch 2 version is probably coming out sooner than later, but that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know
Again-
what? Actually, speaking of SMT, I know you just said that SMT in general would probably be on a break with all the Persona stuff, but I think it'd be cool to see something Devil Survivor related because those games were really neat on the 3D on the DS and 3DS.
True. that would be kind of fun, but yeah, that would be drawn it away from like all the Persona stuff that
Yeah.
they're hopefully trying to hype up.
Yeah, I know it's very unlikely, but just talking about SMT, that just made a light bulb in my brain light up, so I was like, yeah, let's just print that up right there real quick.
I would not mind a Star Fox game. Star Fox Zero was not it, but Nintendo just gave up.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a return with Star Fox as well.
Any really a revival of any old Nintendo IP, that would be pretty good to see too. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see February next month. That's like you said, that's probably where the big announcements are probably going to be next, are going to be happening next.
Well, yeah, very much looking forward to that.
Anything else that comes to mind, or I think if you guys want to bring it up now, otherwise I think we're kind of nearing the end of all our covered topics for today.
Yeah. I think I've covered a gambit. I can't think of anything else really off the top of my head that I want to speak out about, so...
Yeah, I can't think of much else either.
Actually, Bravely Default. Yeah. Bravely Default. There we go. Another Bravely Default that's...
Oh, yeah. The
Bravely
HD
third,
remastered...
Bravely 3rd, Bravely 2nd remaster, one of the two. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, Bravely 2nd remaster, or yeah, a third game. Yeah, that'd be a good franchise to bring back.
Yeah.
Like, outside of the HD remaster that they just re-released, but... Yeah.
Actually, what's a game of... I know with the... Actually, what games have they not released on NSO yet? What would be something that you would like to see?
Like,
soon?
for GameCube or just in general?
Mario Parties, 100%.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, 4, 5, 6, and Mario Party 7. But and what I would hope though is like, that the ones that have the microphone mini games, that they find a way to use the Switch 2 microphone to use those. You know, it'd be cool to have.
Oh, Mario Kart Double Dash, that was my jam too. That was actually my very first game as a kid.
Oh, that one with online too, with the NSO online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be actually really fun.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of the GameCube library right now.
Did they bring back... Did they like at least tease the Star Fox games?
Yeah, I think Assault was like on like the list of things when they revealed.
I
GameCube
remember
NSO,
that.
so.
Yeah.
But not Avengers though.
No, I don't think it was there.
Dang. Okay. I just had a title. And it's left. Oh my gosh, I just had the title from GameCube in my mind. Excuse me for a moment while I just look up the GameCube library for a second.
No worries.
All right.
Oh gosh.
You know what? I'll take a look at the library too, real quick, to see what hasn't been on NSO yet.
Yeah. Oh, now I remember. That
OG
GameCube
Sonic Riders, yes.
Yeah. The GameCube re-release of Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, yes! Actually, yes. I would love that. 100%.
Yes. Oh, yeah. That would be very good to be more accessible. There was a Bobobo game on the GameCube? Excuse me?
That makes... I mean, I'm not surprised.
Oh my gosh.
SSX2 would go hard too if they released that one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Gotcha Force.
God.
Actually, yes, this was another game that I saw in an old game shop that the other day. I want to see a re-release of Gotcha Force. It's like this old toy mecha game from Capcom where you collect gotcha toys and then you battle using them, and they're all like mini robots. I remember this game because of a Super Smash Bros. Machinima back in the day.
No, that sounds pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, that would be fun to re-release.
Yeah. Actually, again, I briefly mentioned it last year's stream, but the Sonic Team game, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg would be...
Yes.
That would be really fun, too, to bring back, too. Still have not played beyond that one demo disc that I had when I was a child, but that would be... Yeah, I think that would be a fun one, because that's not...
Sorry, continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say, that's not left the original, like, GameCube release since then.
Hey Kyle, how's the stream going? It's been going pretty well. We're wrapping up very soon. We're just listing off, like, kind of our last things that we want to see for the year in the GameCube NSO. I looked at the list and I see Mega Man Network Transmission and Mega Man X Command Mission. Those are like two games that are I remember as like I have a Mega Man friend who really loves Mega Man and was like really into it, and those two GameCube games were like the GameCube games, Mega Man GameCube games I mostly remember because of how like they're so different from like your standard Mega Mans, or at least like because Command Mission was like the RPG one based off of like Legend of Dragoon, I want to say, and then the Network Transmission game was like the one that was is like more traditional Mega Man, but it's like based off of the Battle Network series. So instead of like a card, like a collect a card RPG, you have like a traditional Mega Man standard platformer, but with Mega Man EXE style backing, and you even get like a representation of like Zero from the X series and styled in the EXE form.
Okay.
Yeah, those would be really good to see on the GameCube NSO. That, I guess that's all up to Capcom though.
Yeah. I just saw Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. That would be such a fun online co-op game.
Yeah. I see Pac-Man World 3. I just remembered that that game exists.
Yeah. We're
probably gonna get a remake rather than NSO release for that one though.
Yeah.
Oh, the Coliseum and Gale of Darkness. Actually, those two.
Those are already confirmed to be coming. We just don't know when. They showed those off a while ago. So.
Right. Yeah. Those. Yeah, that's right. But I would like to see more news on that, actually. Hopefully,
Yeah.
soon.
I don't. I think these are very, very unlikely. But as an old time, like an old school, like Naruto fan, the two Clash of Ninja games on the GameCube were super fun, and I think those would be kind of fun to go back to if they release those on NSO. I mean, the Sonic Adventure games, I don't see why they can't put those on NSO.
Actually, yes, those, I mean... Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, they... Have they already delisted the ones on PC?
Good question. I assume they were Steam releases, right?
Yes, those, like, really old Steam releases.
No, they're still on Steam, actually.
But can you still purchase them individually, or do you need to purchase them as part of the Legacy Pack?
It looks like, at least for Adventure 1, the DX version anyway, looks like you could buy it individually for $8 USD.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Adventure 2...
Did they confirm
yeah.
Wave Racer? Or Wave Race Blue Storm? Was that confirmed?
I'm not sure, actually. Let me see if I can find the original, like, NSO announcement and see if I can go to the end there.
Yeah, no, yeah. Tara, that might be one of the most Canadian things I've ever heard you say. You don't say.
Okay, let's see here. From the initial trailer, they have confirmed Super Mario Sunshine, obviously Path of Radiance, I know that's out already, Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, couple, yeah, and then just other games that are already out. So they didn't announce much, but that Wave Racer might be a thing, yeah.
I would like to see that. Alright, I think we're just about... I think we're just going into super speculation territory at this point, so I think this might be a good time to wrap things up now.
Yeah. We could talk about stuff coming to NSO all day. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities. So
Yeah.
before we talk ourselves into circles.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this will be like our wrapping point now. So thank you both, you, Stevie, and you, Ultima, for coming up into being a part of this stream and like discussing some of this cool shit that we
Yeah, no,
played.
I always love yapping about video games with people, so I appreciate you having me on. It was a fun time.
Oh, absolutely. It's always fun doing these, and yeah, I too love yapping about video games. So
I'm really glad that I finally got you on one of my streams, Ultima.
Yeah, no, been a long time in the making for sure.
Yeah. We gotta do like another one of these sometime. Maybe we'll see in the future, but thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you both for joining me today, and thank you all for stopping by. If you were only here for like a couple minutes, if you stuck around for a longer amount of time, is there like where can everyone else catch anyone who's watching? Where can they all catch you? Stevie, Ultima? Well, Ultima go first, I guess.
Twitch.tv/UltimaShadow is probably the best place to go because I stream almost pretty much daily for several hours. So yeah, I would definitely support the Twitch stream. Probably the best place to find stuff for me.
And Stevie?
So right at the moment, I say the best place would be my Blue Sky, which is the one called oaf.bluesky.social. I do plan on hopefully returning to Twitch this year, under a complete rebrand. But if you do want to follow me on Twitch for when that rebrand does happen, you can follow me at twitch.tv/oathkeeper94, spelled with 2 E's and 2 P's.
And do you guys have any like I guess not like projects or anything, but like anything that you're looking forward to playing on stream or something?
More Yakuza, as always.
Fair enough. What about you, Stevie? Do you have a big comeback game in mind?
Yeah, so I did make a whole entire list with my potential schedule, but one of the big ones that I'm hoping to get to once I do start streaming again would be Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Ooh, that would be really fun. That sounds fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you all have a good day, morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you guys are. And yeah, thank you, Boaz. Please stay tuned for more of me and Stevie's project coming up this year. Tui Abridged Album. It's our abridged series based on The World Ends With You. Currently, the production on the 4th episode has stalled quite a bit due to quite a few things, including things like MagFest and some other real-life things I needed to take care of, but I'm wanting to get back into that project very soon. So I hope to... hopefully that will either be like my next thing that I'm working on, or if I do another like stream like this, maybe with a different game or something, maybe chatting on something cool. But thank you both again to you, Stevie, Ultima, for joining me today as we got to talk about nerdy stuff in video games for like the past 3 hours, past 2-3 hours.
Absolutely.
So with that in mind, thank you for watching, and stay safe and stay healthy, and catch you next time wherever that may be. Thank you for watching.